kick it? Can I kick it? Can I kick it?
Go. Welcome to the basketball show. I'm Logan Mantz alongside Matt Dick. And how'd you like the All-Star break?
I liked it a lot. You saw some actual defense playing on that All-Star game. Feel like Larry Nance Jr. got a little robbed on the dunk contest. And congrats to Devin Booker for breaking a record for 28 points in that three-point contest. And congrats to Spencer Dinwiddie on winning the Taco Bell Skills Challenge. So
Yeah.
I thought overall it was pretty nice, and I'm just ready to watch some NBA games again.
Yeah, and cheers to Paul George.
Yeah.
He didn't really have a good time with the three-point contest.
Only 9
Breaking-
points, yeah.
Bricked a lot of his shots. But then cheers to LeBron James with the MVP,
Definitely.
which kind of summed up the All-Star break. It was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But to start out, teams got to play. They got a second half of the year left. And who would you like to start out? Who's going to stay hot?
Who I have slotted down is the Rockets. First in the NBA. This is the first time that the Rockets have been first in the NBA their whole season, any season. They're 44-13. Of course, James Harden definitely should win MVP this year. If not, averaging 31 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 9 assists. And then you got Chris Paul basically doing the same thing, just a little less points. 19 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists. He could definitely be an MVP candidate if you're thinking about it. This team has definitely meshed together very well, and I feel like the addition of Chris Paul has been amazing, and they've proved everyone wrong.
Yeah, ending on that, when they got Chris Paul and Clint Capella and James Harden on the floor, they're 28-1. So they're both all going to be healthy for the second half. And, fun fact, Rockets are on their way to shoot more three-pointers than two-pointers. And most of the three-pointers come within the first 7 seconds of the shot clock. So
Yeah.
the Rockets are just an extraordinary team, and they've been showing it, and we fully expect them to stay hot.
Exactly, and someone that you also got to point at that's been great for the Rockets, Eric Gordon. He didn't have a great three-point contest, but still, he's definitely been able to provide a lot of points off the bench, and he started some games. And so shout out to the whole Rockets team, been able to build off of last year and improve. So,
And heading off that, which team do you fully expect to rise after the All-Star break, maybe kind of in the middle of the pack, to maybe jump up in the standings or take the lead?
and definitely the number one team that everyone's going to say first roll off their tongue, of course, is the Cleveland Cavaliers. After making all those blockbuster trades, giving Isaiah Thomas, getting Larry Nance Jr. and Clarkson, definitely, I believe those are great pickups. Young pieces you can build around with LeBron. George Hill you got from the Kings, which gave them a better point guard than what they had in Derrick Rose because Isaiah Thomas was still hurt, didn't get to play a lot. And then, of course, you get Rodney Hood, which has been great for the Utah Jazz, but has been coming off the bench a lot because of Donovan Mitchell being so dominant. And right now, of course, LeBron James, MVP candidate every year, averaging 26 a game, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. And then Hood, since the trade, 14 points a game and almost 3 boards. And then Clarkson, after the trade, 15 points, 3 rebounds, and almost 3 assists. Larry Nance Jr. averaging about 9 points and 9 rebounds. So collectively, I feel like this trade has been going very good so far. They're third in the East, and I definitely think they could rise up. Because the East is all kind of panning out to be kind of even, which is kind of weird to think about. But let's just see. Definitely think the Cavs can make it to the NBA Finals with this roster.
Yeah, and they had the 22nd toughest schedule, so perfect time for them to get some wins. And it's almost like a 2-month training camp for them if you really think about it. LeBron's going to really coach up this team. And Tyronn Lue, if you want to mention him. But, yeah, it's going to be a training camp for them for these 2 months, and they're going to put them to work.
Exactly, and another thing is you have a bunch of young players that watched LeBron when he first entered the league, so they look up to him more than when they had a bunch of vets on one team. So I feel like they'll be able to pull together and actually run through LeBron instead of everyone just trying to run through themselves.
Yeah, they did a nice job beating OKC.
Mm-hmm.
before the All-Star break. And then the team that's going to dismantle after the All-Star break, and there's obviously a couple teams, but you're going to mention one, or mention a couple.
Well, my team that I think will, get out of the playoffs are the 8th seed right now in the West, the Pelicans. Of course, Cousins getting hurt, a big tear to them. And Anthony Davis actually said about 6 hours ago in an interview that they would make the NBA Finals if Cousins didn't get hurt. How do you feel about that?
He's a liar. Full-blown liar.
He said that the bigs, them as bigs, how they've been able to develop, wouldn't be able to match up with everyone else. But when you're going up against the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals or the Rockets, they're going to have so much athleticism and speed. You're not going to be able to guard everyone, like you said, even with the Houston Rockets and the Warriors. They shoot so many threes. You're not going to be able to guard them all just with 2 players. So, but Anthony Davis is still having a great year, 27 a game, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. And someone that's kind of, they wanted to improve but hasn't really done anything, of course, is Rondo. Only 7 a game and 7 assists. But it's kind of sad to say because they started off really good. They were about the 5th seed, and then they just kind of fell off ever since Cousins gotten hurt. But definitely think the Clippers are only 1 game behind the Pelicans, so they can definitely win. So that's all who I have, and some honorable mentions. Do you have any?
Well, I was going to mention back on the Pelicans. They won 7-9 before the All-Star break, and before Cousins got hurt, they won 7-9, and then when Cousins got hurt, they were 4 of 5, and Anthony Davis has been going off 31 points per game, and 12 rebounds, so he's gonna try and keep them stable. But the Jazz won 11 straight, so they would be my team on the rise. Now, they're not gonna be a team that's gonna go way up in the standings. But I think they'll get to the maybe 8 or 7 spot. And depending on how Donovan Mitchell's been playing, that dude is lights out.
And it's crazy to think that a rookie's able to help a team this much, to bring them on an 11-game winning streak, which I believe is like either the 2nd or the 3rd longest streak. The first this year is, of course, the Celtics with 16. But still, it's crazy to think about how one person, you can just go on a run, and the Utah Jazz, they really don't have a star. Of course, Donovan Mitchell is a rising star, but you really don't have a star, so anyone can get hot at any given time.
But yeah, mention your honorable mentions to.
And of course, staying hot is going to be the Warriors every year until they lose one of their 4 All-Stars, because you just have way too much firepower coming off, and they're definitely going to make the finals, if not the Western Conference Finals for sure, and go against the Rockets. I would love to see that go 7 games. It's going to be a brawl, and I definitely would love to see that matchup. On the rise, you definitely got to mention the 76ers. They're 30-25. They're doing a great job, and of course, Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, them able to help the other rookies and the young players. Their average age is only 23 years old, so that's crazy to think about. And they're just able to do a lot of things. And the team that's going to probably become out of the playoffs is, unfortunately, the Wizards. Bradley Beal's been trying to do everything he can, but when you don't have any other stars, or he's not really a superstar. He's an all-star, but not a superstar like John Wall is. You can't do a lot. And, of course, John Wall's injured, so that's my honorable mentions. Do you have any?
No, I was just going to piggyback. Wizards have a 12-1 odds to make the playoffs, and the Sixers have a 20-1 odds to make the playoffs. So, interesting that the Wizards have a better odds for making the playoffs than the Sixers, but maybe it'll change.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to probably change. Anyways,
definitely.
That's it for the basketball show. I'm Logan Mantz alongside Matt Dick, and we're going to close it out. And stay tuned for our next segment. It's going to be March Madness in college basketball, and that'll be coming up here in the next month. So
yeah, excited.
Yep.
See you guys later.
See you.